Hi, Goerge Rogers here for the fourth in our series of episodes on intelligence, coming to you again from Mumbai, India. And in today's episode, I want to share with you a different perspective on the theory of multiple intelligence, a different look at it, a different way of thinking about it. Again, we're not talking about truth here, we're talking about perspectives that can be helpful to us in teaching our children and helping them to develop the skills necessary to make responsible choices, to be able to think rightly and to act rightly and to choose rightly. That's the missing piece in education, and we're trying to find ways that we can more effectively help children do that. Because I'm certain that your goal in teaching your children, as it has been and is my goal in teaching my children and grandchildren, is to empower them to safely navigate the troubled waters of a rapidly changing and increasingly dangerous world. What we want for our children is that they not only are able to survive, but able to thrive in environments of contradiction and commotion and confusion that they're being called upon to live in. So join me now as we talk about a different perspective on the theories of multiple intelligences.
Let me begin by defying conventional wisdom and tell you what I believe intelligence is. Drum roll, please. I guess that counts as a drum roll. Intelligence is you, it's me, and every other living person. We are each intelligences possessing a unique set of attitudes and aptitudes. Attitudes are how we think and feel about things. Our attitudes are fashioned by the unique circumstances of our lives, and our own experiences, our own knowledge base, and our own perspectives. All of those are ours alone. No one else feels what we feel, thinks what we think, and believes and perceives things exactly the same as we do. Your intelligence is uniquely your own and is completely separate and independent of mine or anyone else's. Though they may agree in some particulars, in no respect are they exactly the same. Aptitudes are those natural abilities or talents we acquire at birth. They're hardwired into us as part of our genetic makeup. There's a wide range of talents individuals might receive, and varying degrees of ability they might possess in each one. Sometimes when we see individuals who are highly endowed with talents, we are intimidated into thinking that somehow we are lesser than they. Unfortunately, many people seem to never find their talents, largely because they never think to look, or they simply give up too soon. But I love these lines from a verse which read, "And in the larger scheme of life, with all its challenge, toil, and strife, is happiness governed more by attitude or by its cousin aptitude?" And I'm personally convinced that whatever a person does with their aptitudes or talents is largely governed by their attitudes, a point we cannot afford to overlook in helping our young to learn to think rightly. And in the city of Mumbai, or Bombay, India, there are 20 million people, each with a unique set of aptitudes, each with a unique set of attitudes, all derived from a unique set of circumstances. This represents 20 million independent intelligences, each thinking, feeling, choosing, and acting, coming and going for his or her own purposes, doing things only he or she can do with his or her own body, the body being the only vehicle for expression of intelligence. And I would like to suggest that the most important function of intelligence is the ability to make choices. And the most vulnerable faculty of intelligence is the ability to reason. Unfortunately, our ability to reason can be fairly easily corrupted. In his autobiography, Benjamin Franklin shares a charming but instructive experience from his own life I believe we can all relate to. I quote, "In my first voyage from Boston, being becalmed off Bok Island, our people set about catching cod, and hauled up a great many. Hitherto I had stuck to my resolution of not eating animal food, and on this occasion considered with my master Tryon the taking of every fish as a kind of unprovoked murder, since none of them had or ever could do us any injury that might justify the slaughter. All this seemed very reasonable. But I had formerly been a great lover of fish, and when this came hot out of the frying pan, it smelt admirably well. I balanced some time between principle and inclination, till I recollected that when the fish were opened, I saw smaller fish taken out of their stomachs. Then thought I, if you eat one another, I don't see why we mayn't eat you. So I dined upon cod very heartily, and continued to eat with other people, returning only now and then occasionally to a vegetable diet. Then he concludes, so convenient a thing it is to be a reasonable creature, since it enables one to find or make a reason for everything one has a mind to do. On this note, I would like to close with the suggestion that the highest manifestation of intelligence is the quality of the choices we make. And this is going to be the subject of our next episode for the Choice Skills Show, so I'd like to have you join me when we talk about greater and lesser intelligences.